all of this outer portion is cerebral. This again is a section, so this is a mid-sagittal section. And you'll notice as you look in this mid-sagittal section, there's a region that kind of looks like a big old white lip. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a really large tract. The top portion is called the corpus callosum, and the corpus callosum is a tract. And what is the definition of a tract?
The neurons that are...
It's a bundle of axons. It's a bundle of axons in the central nervous system. And this happens to be a tract that connects the right and left portions of the brain. So that's what this is. This is the corpus callosum at the top. There's another piece at the bottom that makes up the bottom of the lip, and that's called the fornix. So this is the corpus callosum, and this is the fornix right here. And you'll see, if you take a probe and go in here, there's a really, really thin membrane that kind of closes off this area. The area behind it is one of the lateral ventricles of the brain. So this is one of the lateral ventricles. And that little clear membrane that closes it off is a membrane called the septum pellucidum. Okay. So I'm opening this up, and you'll notice there's a space. And that's what a ventricle is. It's a space that's filled with fluid. That space and that fluid comes from these little curly things. If you see these little curly things I'm holding up with my probe right now, or with someone else's probe, those little curly things are part of a group of knotted capillaries that sit in the top of the ventricles from which the cerebrospinal fluid is derived. So that's what this is right here. And you can see it, it's kind of, in some of yours it'll be curly and brown. It's kind of curly looking and white in this one that we just opened up. So again, corpus callosum up here, fornix down here, septum pellucidum, the little membrane that's separating the two lateral ventricles, and then this knot of capillaries on the inside. Right below that, here's another ventricle right here. The next ventricle, which is called the third ventricle, because you have two lateral ventricles, one on each side, actually is this space plus this region right here. It's the region that's formed when these two sides come together. So it's this space plus this region right here. And you can see that knot of capillaries here. You see it? Right here. So this is the third ventricle right here. This area and this area here. If you come down beyond that, so you have lateral ventricles, the third ventricle here, then you're going to see like a little, sort of like a gap. Do you see this coming down? And this gap coming down, kind of like a channel, is called the cerebral aqueduct. So this is the cerebral aqueduct, and it brings the cerebrospinal fluid all the way down to the next ventricle, which is located in a groove of the cerebellum. This is the cerebellum. And right here where this little split is, that is the last of the ventricles, the fourth ventricle. Okay. You see it? This tree-like arrangement in the cerebellum is involved in motion. I don't think you can really see this that well. Can you see it better without the light? Can you see it now?
There you go.
Is that better? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is called the arbor vitae, or the tree of life. Can you see it now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the arbor vitae, or the tree of life, right here. Okay. So the pituitary gland is sitting right here. Right above the pituitary gland, this region is the hypothalamus. This area here is called the thalamus, and I'm looking for, let's see if maybe the other side has it. There's like a little protrusion. You can't really see it here. This is the other side. So here's that lateral ventricle again, here, with some more of those capillaries on the inside. You can see it's an opening. There's like a little island that sits right in here that for some reason, I guess I must have hit it just right. Wasn't able to isolate it to one side. But that's part of that third ventricle. And then again, your pituitary gland here. Here is the optic chiasma looking at the side. And then there's a little stop right here going from the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland, and that's the infundibulum. The little stop that runs between the two. It's right here. What else do you need to know?